what you said to do. Just go back again.
Abby, just focus on camera, okay?
Okay. Some people are getting on.
Okay, good. Just, alright, well, we grab.
I think someone wrote something.
Parchment paper. We both trying to come on, good. Hi, we have my main Craig. What's up, Greg? We'll be starting in just a few minutes, all right, guys? For those of you coming on, we're going to be starting in just a few minutes. Waiting for some more folks to come on. On this side, so get up on this side.
Someone asked what you're making today.
All right, so we're gonna be making a seafood dish. We're gonna make some salmon. We love salmon here, but we're gonna make some salmon with some crab meat, some julienne vegetables. So that's going to be cooked in a parchment paper. That's going to be baked in parchment paper. So a different technique for you guys to cook at home. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Different technique to cook, and actually a healthier way to cook as well. Some amazing flavors. So I think we're going to start, Abby. I think we've got a good amount of people here, right?
Yeah.
What do you say? You ready?
Yeah.
You want to kick it off?
I'm making like a stuffed salmon.
All right, so let's see how many people we have on. Gabby, can you tell me who's on? I just want to say hello to folks.
We have Denise Mack.
Hi, Denise. And sorry, guys, I'm a little far from the screen, so I've got my daughter here telling me who's on. And again, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see that far to the screen to acknowledge all of you. But I'm so glad you guys are coming on to spend this evening with us. I'll start off by saying that we are excited to be here with you guys. Welcome. This is Chef Luc Pierre with my little daughter, Abigail, my little protege, the one who loves to spend time with me in the kitchen. As you can see, she's always wrapped under me. This is our bonding time, in addition to many other things that we do. That's her passion. It's mine, as many of you know. So we love to spend time in the kitchen, and we wanted to bring some of that to your home, and hopefully you guys get to do some of the stuff we do here. And hopefully you guys practice at home with your families, and also post some pictures for me to see as well. I'm here to answer any questions you may have while I'm doing the demo. And first, let me tell you, for those of you coming on just now, we are making a seafood dish with salmon and crab and some julienne vegetables that we're gonna cook inside parchment paper and bake that in the oven. And then as a starch, we're gonna do a sweet potato and regular potato mash, and we're gonna saute some romaine lettuce. Yes, I said romaine lettuce. We're gonna saute that as a side veg. It's an excellent source of nutrients, so we're gonna definitely use that, saute it, and as a side vegetable, kind of just like we cook spinach. We're going to saute the romaine lettuce. What's up, babe? Anything you want to say? Look at you. Talk to the folks out there. Speak loud. Let me hear you.
Show us. We're going to show you what we have here.
All right.
We have
Speak clearly.
we have the crab.
We have some fresh crab meat. That's a blue crab.
The salmon.
All right.
We have paprika, kosher salt, Saison seasoning,
Yep.
and Old Bay.
Yep.
We have oregano and parsley.
Yep.
Hey, We have butter and garlic. We have thyme and I think this is fresh parsley.
Fresh basil.
Fresh basil.
Fresh thyme.
We have a normal potato and a sweet potato.
Which we already have boiling. We just wanted to kind of bring you what we're making first. So we do a combination of the regular potato and the sweet potato, giving you another element with your mashed potato. It brings that sweetness, and of course you got your regular mashed potato. So just a different twist on how to diversify your dishes. All right.
We have carrots, lemons, yellow bell pepper, and green bell pepper.
All right. So what we're gonna do with these bell peppers, as I mentioned, we're gonna do this seafood dish inside the parchment paper. So what we're gonna do is, we love veggies, so we're gonna incorporate that into the salmon and crab dish. We're gonna julienne the peppers, the green and yellow peppers.
Julienne.
Julienne is when you cut them in small strips, long strips. All right. So we're gonna.
We've done that.
Yeah, you've done it before. And so that's the kitchen terminology. As I talk, I'll use some terms. And she usually catches me and says, what is that? So it's good that she's asking me those questions. I get into my chef zone, so I want to make sure I take it down a notch and kind of explain to you guys what the terms are as well. If you hear something, a kitchen term that you don't understand, feel free to let me know. I'll make sure I break it down to you guys.
Denise Mack said, do you cook during the week too? For Abby, do you cook during the week too?
Go ahead, answer.
Yes.
Yeah, she's actually been doing quite a bit of cooking during the week, which is awesome because it kind of gives me a break, and I love to see some of the stuff she comes up with too. I let her get creative in the kitchen. She'll go in the fridge and figure out something. She's like, Daddy, I want to make this today. I said, go ahead. And so I want her to explore. I want her to explore the flavors, her palate, and that's how you become a great chef, is understanding flavors and ingredients. So I let her explore. I give her, free reign to do whatever she wants. But at the same time, when I know she's going to do something that's too advanced for her as far as using certain equipment, tools, I want to make sure I'm there. But for the most part, she's been doing amazing. So
I think on Thursday I made a shrimp, what's it called? Shrimp Alfredo.
Which was amazing, by the way. Go ahead, tell them.
And yesterday, me and my friends did a Zoom and we made some mac and cheese.
What type of mac and cheese did you make?
Bacon mac and cheese, my favorite.
Right. So she's been cooking a lot, which is awesome, and I love to see the smile on her face when she's creating stuff. And with the Zoom yesterday with her friends, she actually sent the ingredients to her friends, and they were cooking together while they were on Zoom. And they loved it. They had a great time. So
it was so yummy.
So I love what's birthing out of her right now, and she's loving it. I'm loving it. So let's continue on, Abby. So you want to get started here. So what we're going to do, guys, for those of you again coming on, I'm just going to describe the dish we're making today. We have a beautiful dish we're making with salmon and crab meat on top. We're going to season the salmon. We're going to add some crab meat on top. We're going to julienne some vegetables. Put that on top as well with all the flavors infused. We're going to enclose it in parchment paper. All right, I'll show you exactly how to cut that. We're going to close it in parchment paper and kind of close it in. And then we're going to bake that in the oven. That's probably going to take about 20-25 minutes or so. And when you open that pouch, just the aroma and the flavors that just comes out of that is amazing. So something I definitely want you guys to try this at home. Very easy, right? So
how are we going to cut?
So the way we want to cut first, again, as I described, every time you want to cut something that has like a more of a rounded shape, you want to trim the edge first, so you kind of create a flat base. All right? Gabby, you want to get a little closer for me? So
I don't really like cutting carrots.
because it's hard. All right, you want me to do that part? Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create strips. To do julienne, you want to create strips, thin strips. And when it gets too hard to hold straight up, you're just gonna trim the other way. And then, so the way to do julienne, you want to create small strips like this.
That small?
And then you come up with something like this. All right? You want to come a little closer again? So these are more of called julienne carrots, very thin strips. So I'm gonna continue doing that. And of course, Abigail's eating all the carrots. I love that she loves vegetables, so I won't give her a hard time. I'm gonna trim all these. And if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask away as I'm chopping here. And Gabby's gonna look at the screen and kind of let me know what's going on.
I think I can do this one since it's softer.
Alright, so I'm going to continue to cut this in very thin strips. Okay, so now we've got our carrots cut in strips. We're going to do the peppers. You want to do the peppers, Abs? Alright, so go ahead. You want to create the base like this, right? Trim the base. And then you go straight down. While she's doing that, I'm going to check on my sweet potatoes and the regular potatoes that I have boiling. Be right back.
Someone that just joined asked what's on the menu.
What's that?
Someone just joined and asked what's on the menu.
Alright, so we're making a salmon and crab dish with julienne vegetables. That's going to be enclosed in parchment paper and baked. So it's a beautiful dish, very healthy. As you can see, we have some fresh vegetables. We have some blue crab meat we're going to put on top. Some nice seasoning here. We have some kosher salt, some Old Bay seasoning. We have the Sazon. We have oregano and parsley. And we have some fresh thyme and some fresh basil that we are going to incorporate in that as well. You need help? Okay.
Did you want these?
Of course I did, silly goose. And as I always tell you guys, you want to make sure you take that white part off because that part is bitter from the pepper, so you want to take those off. Alright, so my knife is a little dull slightly, so I'm just going to, where's my steel? Can you get that for me? There we go. I'm just going to sharpen out a little bit here.
What does it say? I think it's in like Creole.
Who's that?
Venice Casimir.
What did she say?
I don't know. It's not in English.
Oh, it's in Spanish. We have few people watching us from different parts of the world, so which is cool. But we have someone who just put something in Spanish. So my daughter's.
It might not be in Spanish. Could
What?
be in Creole.
Who is it?
I don't know. Well,
Okay, right, wait. I can't read it from that far, so my daughter's having a little difficulty reading it. I think it's in a different language, so I'm not sure.
La Vasata CVP. SVP.
well, I think the I don't know.
La. I think La means the.
I know.
And Vasata, I have no idea. What does Vasata mean?
That's not what it says.
Oh, la recette, s'il vous plaît. The recipe. All right, someone's asking
That's
for the
what I
recipe.
thought. That's what I thought.
All right, so if you guys want the recipe, you can just.
Daddy, you didn't wipe it down.
I did, right here. I did. You guys can PM me. I can send the recipe, but I'm gonna walk you guys through everything that I'm doing right here. What I'm doing right now, I'm cutting the vegetables, which is called a julienne, in small strips. No, thank you. I hope I have any, some stuff left, but she's eating all the vegetables on me, which is okay. I'm okay with her eating vegetables. And when you're doing peppers, guys, you want to make sure you take that big stem off. And when you get inside, you want to take the seeds off. You're going to cut it, and you see this part right here, that white part is very bitter, and the seeds are bitter also. You want to trim that off.
Put that on my list.
I know, but we have new people coming on, so I want to make sure we get everybody.
Okay.
So how's everybody doing? If you guys want to let me know what you guys been cooking for dinner or lunch, I'd love to hear what you guys are doing at home. All right?
How do you do that?
Because I've been doing it for a long time.
Got a good view today. 40 people.
Good, good. And guys, if you're watching this and you know some friends who may enjoy this as well, feel free to share with them. I know some people have done the Facebook watch party, so feel free to share with others. I'm sure they could probably learn something here or just enjoy this time with us. So this is not just fun for us; it's a time to teach as well. I love to teach whenever I'm cooking, so I really enjoy the questions that you guys have, and it's a great time to bond. All right?
I really don't want
I don't. All right, so we've got all of our peppers. Gabby, you want to come a little closer here? I think this is enough. So we've got all of our vegetables julienne. As you can see, they're all in very small strips, right? Beautiful right here. And then, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna season our salmon.
Yep. Okay.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna come a little closer, Gabby, as we season.
Gone quick.
All right, so we're gonna do a little kosher salt.
Paprika.
All right, so we're overlapping here.
Paprika.
She's doing the paprika. And again, I have about I have 6 pieces here. So again, I go by just a little small pinch. Guys, probably about a quarter teaspoon of each ingredient. We have the Old Bay seasoning, about a quarter teaspoon of that. The paprika is very strong. I go a little bit less. Okay.
Are we gonna put any oregano?
Yeah, we're gonna do some oregano. Yep. There we go.
That's parsley.
We're gonna do both. We're gonna do a little dried, just a little bit, because we're gonna do some fresh herbs in there as well. Just a little, Abby.
This?
Yep, that's good. So I'll say again the spices we have here, guys, for those of you coming on late. So we have some smoked paprika, we have Old Bay seasoning, we have the adobo spice, which has a combination of onion powder, garlic powder, and some dried herbs, and also some cumin, which adds tons and tons of flavor in your dish, right? And then we have some dried parsley here and some dried oregano. Abby's seasoning this right now. Abby, you want to flip the other side and do the spice on both sides, because you want everything to...
I'm just rubbing it in.
Good.
I'm trying to get used to touching meat.
Good.
I don't like it though.
I know you don't like it, but it's part of being a chef, right?
Yeah.
That's it. You want to just talk people through what you're doing?
I'm just rubbing in all the spices we put on there, and then after I'm gonna put some more of them on the other side.
Very good.
Can I still touch the spices?
Yeah, I'll do it. So we got some paprika.
How come your hands are cleaner than mine?
Because I just wash my hand after everything I do. That's why. All right, we have some of the adobo spice. Like I said, not too much of it. We don't want to overpower the seafood. We have
You
to.
mean paprika?
And we have the Old Bay right here. Oops, right here. All right, so that should be good.
Yep. We're rubbing it in. We're rubbing it in. We're rubbing it in.
All right, so we've got that done. Let's get some of these spices out of the way.
Rubbing it in.
Parsley,
Rubbing it in.
beautiful.
Rubbing.
I think that's good, Abby. Get some paper.
The good thing about the last one is that you get all the spices on it because you rubbed all the other ones and then you have some more on your hand.
Alright, good. So now, what we're going to do, Abby, I'm going to show folks how to get that parchment paper. Alright?
Yep.
Like, Abby, if you want to switch over here for me, move this out of the way. Alright, so what I'm going to show you guys now, so the beauty of this dish, like I said, I'm going to have it enclosed into the parchment paper. So what happens is all the flavors, all the steam that creates from the seafood and all the spices are going to be trapped inside the parchment paper after you enclose it. When it's baking, it creates more of like the convection type of thing where the steam kind of goes right back into the meat. All the flavors that kind of evaporates and stays right here inside the pouch, which creates some beautiful flavors. All right, so this is parchment paper. You find that at any regular store. So I'm gonna take about this much. I'm gonna flip it. So you take a large piece like it's about 12 inches by maybe 12 by 10. I'm gonna flip it this way in half, right? And I'm just gonna take my knife, just gonna trim the angle, kind of create more of a circular shape with it. Alright, so just like that, kind of create more of a circular shape. Alright, Abby, you ready?
Yep.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a first piece of salmon, right? And then we're going to pretty much kind of put a little bit of each vegetable on here. So we've got, well, first let's put some of the crab meat right on top. So we have the fresh blue crab that we're going to put right on top. So guys, this dish is gonna blow you away once you get the crab flavor incorporated with the salmon and all these vegetables. The juices from the vegetables are gonna, oh my gosh, I'm at a loss for words right now. That's how amazing this dish is, guys. So I hope you guys are watching. And so right here, we're adding just a little bit of carrots, some green peppers, some yellow peppers, not too much, Abby. All right. So that's good. So we have the green peppers, yellow peppers. Now, here's another thing I'm gonna incorporate in there, which is a slight variation in your traditional dish, right? So I'm gonna add a touch of sweetness to it. And I have a beautiful pear that I'm gonna, again, cut into julienne to incorporate in that as well. I did that already, Abby. Silly goose. So I clean everything before we start, all right? So you want to do the julienne? All right, so straight down, okay? Nice and easy. Nice and easy, wash your fingers.
I know.
Okay, so now flip it to the side.
Oh yeah, I forgot we weren't dicing it.
Again, thank you guys for coming on. We're really enjoying this, so I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. And I hope you're learning something here. I hope that you guys get to try this at home. Very simple, kind of give you a little touch of elegance, you know. We want to take, your regular dishes, regular ingredients. You eat salmon all the time, you eat crab, you have your veggies, but right now we're just creating a dish that kind of incorporates all of these ingredients together, create some amazing flavors. And now with a little touch of pear, is going to balance it, add a little touch of sweetness to it. Not too much. Do about 4 strips on here. So that's it right there. So now I'm going to get some of those fresh herbs. Got a piece of thyme. I'm going to put that right on top. I'm going to take a fresh basil. I'm actually going to do a little chiffonade. Excuse me, So I'm going to take some of these basil leaves. I'm going to cut it in what's called a chiffonade. The chiffonade is when you create very small strips. It's almost like,
why can't you just say very small strips?
well, I mean, that's the kitchen term. So you want to educate yourself on the kitchen terminologies, right? So when you get into a kitchen, when the chef says, go ahead and make me a chiffonade, a batch of chiffonade, right? What are you going to do? What do you do? Well, you gotta know the terms. All right, guys?
Then everyone should just say very small strip.
Well, every industry has their own terminologies that they use. So this is one in the kitchen. So what I do is I kind of put all the leaves right on top of each other, and I kind of roll it. I think I went through this with one of the segments before. Gabby, you want to get closer? I'll do it, baby. Gabby, you want to get closer for me?
Definitely.
And so what I do is, with my sharp knife, I don't want to crush it. So I want to kind of just create strips. Because once you roll it, it's now create strips like this versus chopping. All right? So I put just a little bit on top.
But Daddy, you didn't take off the...
No, that's fine. The stem, everything stays in there. And then we're gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil. I have the extra virgin olive oil. Do a little drizzle right on here, just like so. Now
we're not gonna pan-sear it a little bit?
Nope. And then now we're gonna close it. So that's why I create that circular shape. We're gonna bring that over, make sure it's centered. We're gonna bring that over. No. And then we wanna make sure, baby, hang on, let's center it more. And then we're gonna just twist the edges. Just like when you do, when you're doing a pie, you kind of tuck the ends together to kind of enclose it. We do the same thing with that. All right? Make sure every corner is sealed so that there's no air pockets going out at all, so that all the steam stays inside and all the flavor, beautiful flavors, they don't escape at all. All right, guys? So this is what you come out, that you end up having when you do that. So we're gonna continue doing the rest of them.
Denise, well, someone said, will this recipe be posted after the live session?
Yeah, once we're done with the live, we're gonna post it right up so you guys can follow along. And again, if you have questions, I know I'm maybe going a little fast here. I know everybody has stuff to do. I'm trying to go as detailed as possible, but if you miss something, feel free to ask questions after. I'm gonna post a video again later. You get to follow every step, and you can slow it down and stop and go. But I just want to kind of give you guys the basis of this dish, kind of get the concept. Again, it's the salmon, the crab meat, the julienne vegetables, well seasoned, and you know the element that I add is the pear that I julienne put in there as well. And then you end up having, like I said, something like this. And then we're gonna bake it for about 20-25 minutes. And then once you open it, it's just gonna explode in your face, basically. And not literally, but the aroma, it's just everything. Once you take the first bite, you'll understand what I'm saying. All right, so let's go ahead and keep moving with the rest of them. All right, so one thing I missed, I've actually normally put a slice of lemon in there too. I forgot that in that one. So we still have 5 pieces here for my family of 5. So that's an extra one. I'm not gonna bother opening it. But I put a slice of lemon, add some acidity to it as well. So once that cooks, it breaks down, the pulp kind of breaks down, and so many flavors kind of come from the lemon. Add some acidity to it. All right? What else? Did we miss anything in there, Abby?
Someone said on Papillote.
What?
Yes.
On the Papillote.
What does that say?
Yeah, that's a papillon. That's a French term when you put something inside the parchment paper. Is that Deb?
Huh?
Is that Deb that said that?
No. Dana Eugene Herbert.
I call them in for me when you read the comments so I know who it is.
No,
Okay.
Daddy did have this thing.
I know. I just want to make sure I do all the other ones.
Daddy's watching the table.
That's fine, sweetheart. Alright, so that's...
How do you know if it's big enough?
I think once I see right here, that's about 12 inches this way, and then about 10. And then 12. So that should give me, so we have 2, we need to do, what, 4 more? Actually, so we have 4, that's 5. So if you guys just coming on and you missed what I did with the parchment paper, I'm going to do one more again. And Gabby's going to get a little closer. So what I do is I get a long strip like this. I fold it in half.
Bill Chaneller said, did we get our puppy yet?
No, we didn't get the puppy yet. So, Abby, you want to tell them about the puppy? What the situation is?
Well, it was either yesterday or today. They're turning 3 weeks old.
And so...
Or today. And, I think it's like 32 more days until we actually get it.
So we had we had the puppy from a new litter, and so they don't release the puppies until they're 8 weeks old. So they were born 3 weeks ago, so we have a little bit more time to go. We've been picking up all the stuff we need, the crate, the beds, and all the toys. As you can imagine, the excitement in the house is, of course, Ivy's gonna grab some stuff to show you. So we are getting a golden doodle.
Chanel Henry said, would wrapping in foil give the same result?
No, so you do not want to wrap this in foil in the oven because the foil, the foil, what happens is the foil, once you bake it in there directly on there, you start to have some of the particles from the foil kind of break in there. So this kind of keeps it, it's more of like a waxy paper, so nothing's gonna stick to it. And also this actually helps to keep the moisture enclosed better than the foil, believe it or not. So the parchment paper is the best to use for this. All right, so she's showing you guys some of the stuff we've gotten for the puppy, which we are anticipating in another 4 weeks. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
so
another 5 weeks.
5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 5. All right, so let's continue with this. So I'm gonna put the salmon here. Let's move this back so I can get maybe about 3 at a time. All right, if you guys just coming on, so what I'm doing right now, I'm laying out my salmon here, putting the crab meat right on top. And I'm not gonna be shy with it. We love crab meat. And if you don't like shellfish, don't put the shellfish in there. Don't do any crab. If you like shrimp, you could chop up your shrimp in small pieces as well and just put that in there. It just kind of gives you a different flavor once it's all cooked together. I like to use the blue crab. It's delicious. I use it to make my crab cakes. So I'm using it in a different method here to create another beautiful dish. All right, so we've got 3 here. And I'm gonna start to add some of my julienne vegetables. We have carrots, we have yellow pepper, we have green peppers. And when I have the red peppers, I add that in there too. I'm out of red peppers. So whatever veggies you like, really you can actually add that on here. Some carrots.
Boiled pepper.
We have some peppers, right? And if you like onions, you could strip some onions and put some onions in there too, guys.
Oh, you forgot the onion.
That's fine. I didn't want any onions in this one, actually. All right. So we've got that. Let's get our...
We didn't put any.
That's it. We don't want too much on here, sweetie.
No, but we didn't put any.
Green? All right, good. So we've got the fresh thyme. We're going to put a nice piece on here. And as it bakes, the thyme, the steam is going to break down the thyme, and all the flavors kind of drop right in here, and all the flavors will infuse. It'll work really, really well. So we're going to do that. We've got lemon, which we forgot on the other ones. Just going to put that on here. And as you can see, guys, I'm keeping this very, very healthy, right? And if you want, you can add a little butter on here, but I want to keep it more on the healthy side. Some extra virgin olive oil. As you can see, it's all vegetables and spices.
Wait,
So you want to go with this? Oh, yep. So there we go. So my little sous chef here just
And the
reminded me
basil.
I didn't get the pear on
And the
here, so I'm going to
basil.
do the strips.
Someone asked if the crab meat was seasoned.
No, No, it's just a lightly cook the crab meat. All the seasoning in here is gonna infuse all the flavors, so you don't need to add any extra seasoning because you don't want to overpower the flavor of the crab meat or the salmon. They both have their unique flavors, so you don't want to overpower it with seasoning. Very light, very healthy. Some olive oil, all the herbs are gonna give you all the flavors that you need, and with all the spices that I just
And the
added.
basil.
Right?
We forgot the basil.
We're gonna put that on there too. That's fine. We're gonna do some strips here of the pear. Like I said, the pear kind of gives it a little sweetness to it. Something different, you know. I like to add a touch to everything that I do, you know. So I'm gonna add a couple strips of pears right on here. Add a couple here. All right, and then we do our basil chiffonade.
Basil chiffonade. Basil
Right on
chiffonade.
top. Beautiful. And then now we're gonna seal them. You know.
Wait, we didn't put the olive oil.
Yep, go ahead.
Andrea
Pick it up a
Ashman.
little bit.
Andrea Ashman asked if could I just do the whole big salmon and then chop it after?
Yeah, so the salmon cuts that you see here, I had the whole slab. I just cut it into strips, but if you're cooking for a large party, you want to do the whole slab, just do exactly what we did here, but just make sure you season it on both sides, again, to make sure you have enough spices. Because I cut it in smaller pieces, you're going to have spice all around, so you want to add just a little bit more spice because the spice is going to be on just the top layer and the bottom layer. Because I have it cut, now I'm in 4 sides getting spicy, so you want to make sure you add a little bit more spice when you do the whole slab in one piece. But definitely a beautiful presentation to do. You just got to get a large piece of parchment paper, get it over, close it, and once you open that up, it's going to be actually a beautiful presentation for a buffet, or you have guests over. It works well too. So this is more individual, but you could do a nice large one for a presentation. All right. So I'm gonna slide that over.
Our
And-
potatoes then?
So we had our olive oil in here, and I am going to,
Olive oil.
then I enclose it. Again, you just kind of twist, twist, twist. Make sure it's fully enclosed.
Olive oil.
And Miss Abigail's eating all the veggies, which I'm okay with. She loves vegetables. That's a blessing, definitely a blessing. No. They love their fruits and vegetables, which I love. All right, so this one is done. Gonna put that to the side. Get the next one. We have the screen on this strip. I'm closing everything in. Again, like I said, you kind of tuck them in just like you do when you're making apple pie. When you have that top layer on, you want to kind of overlap them and tuck it in. Make sure you leave no opening. So just like that, you can see it's perfectly sealed on all sides. So you want to do small tucks, Abby. So, no, the larger it is, it's gonna open right up. So you wanna go really, really tiny and kind of turn.
Yes, I am
over.
doing it. See?
There we go. We got teamwork happening here. All right. Beautiful. So how many do we have?
1,
You wanna do
3, 4.
4? So we wanna do one more, right? All right. So let's do another seal on here. We lost a little bit of opening on here, so let's make sure it's fully closed.
No, we need to do 2 more. 1, 2,
3, 4.
5, 6.
Okay, so there's 5 of us, so we can only do the 5. That should be good.
No. 6.
Abby, let's go.
5. What if I like it?
We can do another one after. All right, so we're gonna add the crab meat. This is the last one, right?
Yeah. I do. Yeah.
All right, so crab meat,
And some of the veggies.
and you add the veggies, Abby.
Yeah.
while you're doing that, do some cleanup. And if you guys are doing this with your kids, encourage them to clean as well. That's one of the things I want to make sure she understands as you're cooking. Once you start to get into certain environments, whether it's in a professional kitchen or in a client's home, when you're cooking, you want to make sure everything is neat and clean. Presentation is everything, so it's not just on presentation on the food, but your work area needs to be clean as well, right? So it needs to be presentable. So try to clean while she's cleaning up here. All right, so just have a question for you guys. How many of you have your kids watching with you? I want to know by give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know if you have your kids with you. I'd love to hear if your kids are enjoying this. You get some parenting?
Karen Villasana asks how old you are, Abby.
How old? Yes, how old are you?
I'm not.
All right. Doing the last one. Can you give them another close-up on here to see the beauty here before it goes in the oven, Gabby? See the colors, guys. Again, one of the things about healthy cooking is the more colors you have, the healthier you have. We have the green, we have the yellow. So you want to make sure you incorporate all of these beautiful colors in your dish. Okay, so like you said, like I see here, we have the pear, we have the red pepper, we have the green peppers. I don't have any red peppers, but normally I put it in there. The carrots, and we have some herbs, lemon, and we're gonna seal that baby.
I can do this.
You're gonna do that? All right, good. So now I'm gonna get a tray so we can get that in the oven. Abby, where did you put that tray?
It's under there. In the other slot. There, right there.
Chanela Barossi asked if you left any skin on it, or is it completely full?
No, so whenever you're doing an enclosed in parchment paper or even aluminum foil, you want to remove that skin. The only time you want to keep that skin on, at least that's in my opinion, some other chefs may tell you differently, but one time you want to keep the skin on is when you're searing it, where you want to keep something crispy. A skin that's cooked in the oven, that's baked like this, and when you have all this juice on there, what's going to happen is it's going to be kind of more soggy and chewy. So the beauty about the skin on any fish is when it's nice and crispy. So when you're pan searing, you're baking without an enclosed where steam is going to break down the skin, you want to take the skin off. Yeah, so just like that without the skin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer this on the baking sheet. Get the other one for me, maybe. And so this is going to go in the oven at 375. Again, I want to always remind you, before you do such a prep, make sure you get your oven on. I have mine on at 375.
On that one too.
My oven at 375, and that's going to cook for about, I'd say about 20 minutes, which should be good. Which one? This one? There we go. All right, so here you have it, guys. That's going to go in the oven right now for about 20 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to work on our mashed potato, and I'll come back and answer questions you have and have a little chat. You guys okay with that? All right. So, Gabby, we're going to move this in here. You can just turn that over. All right, so that goes in. All right, Addie, why don't we do a little cleanup before we start? Now let's clean up first. So we're going to clean up. Let's move this to the back. All right. So all the rest of the veg here. So I have extra veg, and this will be for another dish, another day. You just get something to transfer it to. You want to get some napkin, Abigail, to wipe the table down, please? Gabby, I think I see some comments there or questions. Can you check on that for me, please? Yeah, do it.
Andre Ashman said, clean as you go is my motto.
That's right. The last thing I want is to finish cooking and we sit down for dinner and then I come back to a dirty counter or station, so I hate it. In fact, I've gotten better over time. I used to be the worst in the kitchen as far as the mess is concerned. I used to have a mess all over the place. Whatever I chop, it stays there. I grab something else. So over time, I've learned to clean up, and so it's been a lot better. I'm enjoying it better now, where I can just relax and enjoy my food.
Put the garlic
So
in
that's going to be, we're going to use that to when we saute the.
Okay.
Shirley Joseph said, great job, Team Abigail and Dad.
Thank you. Wait, honey. All right, so got our area clean. All right, so Debbie, you want to follow here? So we've had our sweet potato and the regular potatoes cooking together. We're gonna just drain. Just gonna strain it.
And then mash it. Mash, run. Mash.
And I'm gonna transfer it right back into the same pan. Hang on, sweetie. So let me show you where we have it. Just a touch of color with the sweet potatoes. Again, just so I don't know, the element of flavor, you have the little sweetness from the sweet potatoes that kind of gives you a nice touch of a nice balance with the regular potatoes. That's all it is. So we're gonna go over to the stove. We're gonna add some spices, some cream, a little butter. Of course, we gotta have some butter in that one. As healthy as we wanna be, mashed potatoes, we gotta have some butter in there. All right, so let's go over, Abby. All right, so hang on, Abby. So what you want to do, turn the heat to low.
Low?
Yeah.
Should I start mashing?
Yep, you can start mashing. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some cream. Good job, baby. So I had about three. Hang on, baby. We had about 3 regular potatoes and 2 sweet potatoes in here. Baby, you don't snack like that, sweetie. All right, we had 3 regular potatoes and 2 sweet potatoes. Adding about a 1/4 cup of milk.
Heavy cream.
Heavy cream. Some black pepper. Maybe send it this way real quick now.
Ew, it's looking weird.
Yeah,
Lazar said, when are we going to see you on Top Chef?
Well, when the opportunity comes. All right, so what we're gonna do here.
Mash it all up. Mash. Me turn. My turn.
All right, when you get the butter.
Yeah. How much?
And with this, guys, I actually did with the regular potatoes. I did skin on. You could do, if you want to make it, really, really smooth, you could just peel the skin. But this is a more of a rough mash that I'm doing, and the skin has a lot of nutrients in it too. So I try to use a lot of the natural nutrients that we have. Instead of peeling it, I use the skin in there as well. As most of you know, many of the vegetables that we eat, most of the nutrients is actually in the skin, believe it or not. So I try to incorporate all of that in my cooking as well. So we have the potatoes with the skin on.
I didn't know how much, so I just put a lot.
That's good. About. That's good. So we have about 2 tablespoons of butter.
Not 2 tablespoons. That's
Yeah.
way more than 2 tablespoons.
No, it's 2 tablespoons.
No, it was not.
So we have 2 tablespoons of butter.
Tablespoon is.
We're going to add a little bit more black pepper. A little kosher salt. Not too much.
And what that?
And again, guys, I'll reiterate, I do not use that iodized salt. It's not good for you. It's bleach salt. So you want to use some kosher salt or some Himalayan salt or some sea salt. All right, so if you're gonna use salt, stay away from that iodized salt. It's not good for you at all. I only use it when I'm like, cooking some pasta. I want my water to heat up, boil a little faster. But other than that, into my food, I use sea salt, kosher salt, or Himalayan salt. All right. All right, Gabby, you want to take a quick shot in here so I can show what's going on? Add a little bit more cream, make it nice and
It
smooth.
doesn't look that good. It's like pink.
Those are sweet potatoes.
All right, you want me to do this? So what you want to do, as you're doing, you want to go kind of around, make sure you get all the corners. All right? As you can see, guys, there you go. You see the skin right on here? So I let all that in there. Like I said, most of the nutrients is right there in the skin. All right. Abby, you want to get a spoon so you can taste this? So while this is happening here, I'm going to spend a couple minutes with you guys. My salmon's in the oven. We've got another 15 minutes to go. We're going to have a little chat here, answer questions you guys have. And I got a little fun stuff for the kids at home, for your parents as well. Something you probably never seen done before. It should be fun. You want to grab an egg for me?
Yeah, now. What was doing?
So we're gonna do a little fun. We're gonna do a little fun activity in the kitchen. All right?
What was doing?
How's that? Good?
I didn't try it.
All right. All right. So if you guys, we're gonna do a little fun stuff. While my salmon's in the oven cooking, guys, let's have a little fun, right? So I want you guys, if you if you're around your kitchen, those of you who are in your kitchen, I want you guys to grab an egg. We're gonna do a little exercise, and trust me, if you do it right, we're not gonna have any accidents. All right? So
Oh, I know what we're doing.
if you guys are close to your kitchen, go to your fridge, grab an egg, and I'll give you guys just about 30 seconds. We're gonna have some fun with this. It's the first time I've learned, about this years and years ago, and it blew me away when I first saw it happen. I said, "There's no way it's possible," right? So I am 6'2", I weigh about 205 pounds, and I'm gonna squeeze this egg as hard as I can, and I can guarantee you I won't be able to break it. And for those of you strong men and women out there, you think you're strong enough, I'm going to show you, you will not be able to crack this egg if you do it exactly the way I tell you. So let me know if you guys have an egg. Who has an egg? Did you guys catch one yet? Get one yet? You want to get one for yourself, Abby? Get one for yourself.
Okay.
Let's see. Who has an egg? I want to see. I want you to exercise with me. All right, do it on a replay, Shirley. If you're not there to grab an egg, but those of you who are home and close to your kitchen and have a case of eggs in your fridge, grab an egg. We're gonna have some fun with this. I want to see if some people have it first before I start. Who has an egg? All right, I want just a couple people.
Okay. No.
All right, so we're gonna go through it. Gabby, go on turn so Gabby. you can get it.
49 people on.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Abby, you want to turn to the side. So I'm gonna hold the egg. See, if you hold it like this, straight, what is it? Vertical, it's gonna crack. All right. So you want to hold it horizontal. So like this, right here in the center of your palm, you want to hold it like this. On the other side, and then you're gonna close your hand and you can squeeze as hard as you can, and I can guarantee you will not be able to crack the egg. See, I'm pressing hard right now. Literally, I'm putting every inch of strength that I have in here. See, the egg's in my hand, right? I'm pressing hard. I can't crack it. I really want you guys to try this at home. My daughter's doing it. No, if you put it sideways, if it goes at an angle, it's gonna crack on you. You wanna make sure it's fully horizontal from the center of your palm to the other side. You could close and squeeze as hard as you can. Get your strength, get your husband, get your kids, whoever is the strongest person in the house, grab them and have them try it.
Oh.
Okay, Abby just dropped hers on the floor. So get something, clean that up. All right. So did any of you try it? I think Shirley, I know you didn't try it yet, but you just saw it. It's really cool. I'm not kidding you guys. It's really cool. And I want to know if any of you did it at home. And what do you guys think? Make sure, like I said, make sure it's the center of your palm, right here, and you can squeeze. I'm not kidding. I'm literally squeezing hard. It's not cracking. But if I do it just like this, in a vertical, it'll crack in like 2 seconds. All right, so that was my fun fact for today. Fun activity. So I want to try to do one every time we do a live, but I want to at least break the ice a little bit. And as we're waiting for our salmon to cook, we need to have some fun with this. But try that home, something fun to do with the kids, with your husband, with your wives, and with your significant other, all right? So I'm gonna put this away before I drop it. Abby dropped hers on the floor. But I'm gonna put mine away, and we're gonna continue with the food. All right, I hope you guys had fun with this. Again, like I said, try it at home. I wanna see if you can actually link me to a video when you do it. I'd love to see that, all right? So let me put this away.
Oh, nasty.
You wanna show hers on the floor? So here's Abby. Abby cracked, she dropped hers on the floor. So you don't wanna do that, guys. All right, so she dropped it by accident. It was an accident. Didn't crack while she was squeezing it.
I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, that was funny. All right, so.
Bill Chaneller said he tried it.
Who tried it?
Bill Chaneller.
Bill, you tried it. How'd you make out? Were you able to crack it?
He said you're right.
I told you, man. And I know you're a big, strong guy too, so I knew that was a big test. So I want to hear from you guys. Anyone else who tried it, I'd love to hear from you guys.
Nicole Bell said, wow, it doesn't crack. And
I know. All right, so we want to switch over here, Gabby? I'm just going to open up for questions. All right, so while my salmon's in the oven, we got a little bit more time on that. I just want to open up for questions you guys have, culinary questions, tricks and techniques in the kitchen that you've had some challenges with. I'm here to answer those questions. If I'm not able to answer, trust me, I'll be able to find that answer from you. I have a large pool of chefs that I'm friends with. I don't claim to know everything, so it may be a question you ask that I may not be able to answer. I don't know everything, but I'm still learning every day. What'd you say, honey?
Take the potatoes off the heat.
Ah. Yeah. See, my wife is always looking out for me. I had my fire still on under my potatoes. She came down, she's like, take your potatoes off the heat. So she always has my back. That's why I love her. All right. Questions. What do you guys have? Hit me. We have the romaine that I'll be cooking later, but I don't want to do that yet. So we want to do that really close to when we're ready to eat. So I'm going to chop it, and we're going to saute with some garlic, some olive oil, a little seasoning, but we're not going to do that yet. When our fish is almost ready, our mashed potatoes already done, and then we're going to do that last minute. It's going to really fast. It's not like kale where you need to cook it a little longer. This is going to cook fairly quickly. All right, so questions, Gabby, when you read off any questions for me. This is your time, guys. Ask me your culinary questions. Or let's just have a conversation overall, period. Whatever you guys want to talk about.
What's your favorite food to cook?
All right, so as far as my favorite food to cook, when I first started cooking, I learned from this amazing Italian chef. That's actually where my passion for cooking started. So he really poured everything in me in terms of Italian cuisine, and really from authentic Italian cooking. He was one of those, he was really passionate about cooking as much as I am. Didn't have a clue about anything culinary really at all. When I first started working for Marriott at the IBM Executive Conference Center in Palisades, New York, that's when I was first exposed to the kitchen at 18 years old. So this one Italian chef who, so selfless, He saw that I was interested in what they were doing in the back. Again, he was one of the top graduates in culinary school. He went to CIA, the Culinary Institute of America. He was one of the top culinary students there. He really poured everything in me. So he really started teaching me how to make sausage from scratch and all my dishes, everything. Like literally, he didn't hold anything back. And that's why I love to share so much, because I had somebody who poured so much into me. So I try to do the same. So Italian cuisine is what I love to cook the most. But as far as what I love to eat, is Haitian food. I'm Haitian, and my mom's cooking, my grandma's cooking. Nobody can touch that. So I love Haitian cuisine, but I love to cook Italian food the most.
Shirley Joseph said, what's the best way to encourage her 5-year-old to eat mashed potatoes? Because she doesn't like any soft food like LJ.
All right, so that one is a matter of time, quite frankly. My son, doesn't like, mushy food at all, from mashed potato to bananas to anything. So it's just a matter of, encouraging him. So one thing that works with my son, okay, so I'll give you, hopefully it works for your kid as well. He loves to be told he's strong. Things are gonna, he's gonna be healthy. So when we first, I started with him with mushrooms. He hated mushrooms because he felt it was slimy, and so he hated mushrooms. So what I did was, I love mushrooms. I was eating. He's like always, yeah, it's nasty. I'm like, okay, how do you think Daddy has these big muscles, right? And he's like, from eating mushrooms? I said, yeah, it's from eating mushrooms. He goes, let me try it. So he took a small little bite. And as soon as he bit on it, I said, oh my God, your muscles are getting big already. And he just lit up. And from that day forward, he started eating mushrooms. And I kind of use that same technique with many other ingredients and many other dishes.
Don't let him hear
I actually
you.
can't speak so loud. I think he's over in the other room. It actually worked so well, and it's now working with everything else. Now he's eating mashed potatoes. He's eating many of the stuff that he didn't like when he was younger. I use that, encouragement. I encourage him, and also I don't lie to him. I tell him also some of the stuff that's really healthy for him as well. The benefits, the nutritional values that are in some foods, and they're not too young to tell them, about healthy eating. So I started out very early. My daughter knows when we're cooking, we're very conscious.
He said that it was lettuce and then it was Brussels sprouts.
Well, sometimes we use some different techniques. So she doesn't like Brussels sprouts, so I made this dish. I think maybe just a few weeks ago. I think it was for, what holiday was it? Easter. So I made Brussels sprouts. I told my wife I'm gonna try to have them eat Brussels sprouts. So I said they're baby. She loves cabbage, so I said they're baby cabbage. Well, Brussels sprouts is in the family of cabbage, so it's really kind of close. It was close enough, but I don't think it worked. So I'm still hoping that, as an inspiring chef, she'll try it again and try different things. Anybody else?
Someone said their family's getting bored of the same meals. Where can he find new and quick recipes?
All right, so the one thing I do, guys, is I look at every dish. So I look at chicken and I say, okay, how many ways can I cook chicken? You can pan sear it, you can grill it, you can steam it. You could cook it with pasta. You could cook it, do stir fry with it. So it's a matter of just using that one dish and think of what else can I make. And like, say for instance, I have grilled chicken, right? I could use grilled chicken to make a salad. I could use grilled chicken to make a sandwich, a wrap. I could use grilled chicken, the same grilled chicken that I grill a batch of it, and I can chop it up and cook with some pasta and some tomato sauce or some scampi sauce. So right there with that one main ingredient, you can use it with multiple things. So that's how you kind of use that. Same thing with seafood. You have shrimp, you have scallops, you have all the different dishes. Once you kind of create a base, a sauce, and again, you can have different variations with a sauce. You can start the sauce with a scampi, like a light sauce, add some tomato sauce to it, and that's one flavor of a sauce. You can add some cream to it, that's another flavor. So many different ways to do that. All right?
And I thought, well, usually we put like chicken in, like chicken Alfredo, and then like Well, sometimes I see people do shrimp Alfredo, so instead of using chicken, I use shrimp.
There we go. So we have, like she said, we use it in Alfredo. We use it in many different dishes. All right.
And,
1 second.
and so we could ask for ideas. For videos. What do you guys want to make at home so we can make them in some videos?
Venus Casimir said, do you cook Haitian food, and do you think Haitian food can be nicely decorated for a big event?
Yes, absolutely. So Haitian food is not my strong suit. I love Haitian food. I love to eat it. There's certain dishes that I make really well, but it's not my strong suit. So I don't do a lot of it as far as doing events for clients. When I do have a client, I want to make sure I put my best foot forward. I do the ingredients, the dishes that I know best. But in terms of the cuisine, I'm actually, going to spend some time with my mom. Is by far the best Haitian cook I know. And she learned everything from my grandmom, and my grandmom passed down to her. And my dad is actually a great cook as well. My sister is amazing. So I have all my Haitian fix by when I go to New York and see my family. So I don't cook a lot of it myself. I do want to, as much as I cook different cuisines, from Italian, from French to Portuguese and Asian cuisine. I want to get back to my roots and learn some more Haitian cuisine. So my mom, I gotta go back to my mom's house.
So one part of the question you didn't answer was, can you present Haitian food well?
Presentation, yes. So one of the things that, and my wife again, she has my back. I didn't answer your question fully. As far as presentation, yes, there's certainly ways you can present Haitian food. So normally, again, for those of you who are not Haitian or maybe familiar with a Haitian restaurant, most of the time you go to a Haitian restaurant, the food is amazing. I mean, out of this world, mouth-watering, but the presentation is not always, up to par. Some restaurants are now really, starting to step up their game, working on presentation. It can be done as far as individual plate or presentation. Some of the things that I do, taking, plantains for instance. We all know plantains. We press it down. We deep fry it, we press it, we deep fry it again. One of the ways that I present the plantains with griot, which is fried pork, for those of you who don't know, I deep fry it first, and then I get a little bowl, I create a pocket with it. So kind of create a small little cup, right? And then when I do my griot, the fried pork, I chop it in small pieces, put that inside, and then do some pickles on top. Or, and as far as the sauce on top, I use like avocados, which we use a lot in the Caribbean. I do an avocado aioli. Again, a different twist to my Haitian cuisine, but also using the same Creole Haitian ingredients, spices, to make avocado aioli. So we have the fried plantains created in more of a small little pocket, bowl, if you will, and fried the fried pork, and some pickles, which is like a spicy pickled, it's like a coleslaw, but very spicy. We put it on top, and then we do like a avocado aioli. So there's different ways to do that. I try to use all of our food, from the rice and beans to our fried plantains and all these things that we do a beautiful presentation with. So it can be done, absolutely.
Don't forget about the food in the oven.
So we probably have another, maybe about, 5 minutes or so on our salmon, and then we're gonna work on our veg.
My favorite part, probably, my favorite Haitian food is probably Grandma Lella's brown rice.
All right, so Abigail just shared with you what I don't know if you guys heard it. You want to repeat that?
My favorite Haitian food is probably my Grandma Lella's brown rice.
So that's my mom's brown rice, which is the rice made with the black mushroom. Actually, that black mushroom.
It has mushroom in it?
Yeah. See. so the black mushroom is actually an ingredient that's indigenous to Haiti. You're not gonna find that anywhere else. Haiti is where we have that black mushroom. It's harvested and dried, and so we soak it, extract the juice out of it, which is more of a black juice, very flavorful, and we make our rice with it. So you can add shrimp, peas, whatever you want to add to it. But the focal point of it is the black mushroom, which the flavor of it is amazing. So that's their favorite that my mom makes, and they love it. Whenever we go to New York, my mom always gives us a batch to come home with, and I don't think it lasts 2 days, and that big batch is gone, and that's all they eat. Any other questions?
Siobhan, mommy's friend, said, "What's the most requested dish in our house?"
In my house? Okay, if they had it their way, the question was, what's the most requested dish in my house? Okay, go ahead. Abigail is gonna answer that.
You don't make it a lot, but you really like when you make the Chinese, your own Chinese food, when you make the chicken. Well, I like that.
The lo mein noodles?
Yeah, and the chicken.
All right, so Abigail's apparently her favorite is that I make a chicken lo mein. She loves that. She actually the one that requests it a lot, and she loves the salmon. But what I was going to share with you, if they had their way, they would be eating rack of lamb every single day. It's the most one of the most expensive pieces of meat. So I do make a really good one, and some of the guests, my friends who come to my house, can attest to that, and they love it. They literally eat everything off the bone. So I do it every once in a while, not all the time. We actually just had it for Mother's Day. So that's if they could have that every day, I think they would kill it every single day. Any questions?
Let me see.
Daddy,
Denise.
Okay, perfect.
Denise Mack said, "Can you do Brussels sprouts but with flavor and crisp? Had as an appetizer, they were delicious."
Yes, so you could do the Brussels sprout as an appetizer, as a salad, like a combo appetizer salad. So I think last time I made Brussels sprouts, many people have asked, how do I make it? So the best way I make it is really, really flavorful. There's different ways to make it, but the way I make it, I do a couple ways. One, I do like a honey glaze with like a maple bacon, crispy bacon. So the way what I do is, you've seen a lot of people boil it, and then they put it in the oven with some seasoning. I try to not boil my vegetables. In fact, once you boil it, you're actually taking most of the nutrients out of your vegetables when you boil it. So I steam it first, right? So you get a steam basket or whatever, your strainer that you use for your pasta. Get a pot down with water about maybe 2 inches high. Put your strainer on top and you steam it. Close the top, steam it first, and then so it's not drowning in the water and taking all the nutrients out. And you take it out, let it cool off, and then you want to saute it a little olive oil. I cook my bacon just slightly, chop it up, toss the bacon in here on it, some honey. You kind of toss it together, a touch of butter, and then I put it in the oven so you get nice and crispy in the oven. A little, a touch of salt and pepper. That's all you need. Some honey, some butter, some olive oil, and making sure you steam it first, and then the bacon. You could use just regular bacon or the maple glazed bacon. You could use that, but make sure you pot cook it. So when you put it in the oven, if you cook it all the way through, it's going to overcook and burn on you before the vegetables get nice and crispy. So that's it. Make sure you toss it well and bake it for about 10 minutes, and it's beautiful. All right, so we're going to move on. I think our salmon is almost ready. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer after the live. I try to respond to all of you as best as I can. And if you have a personal question, feel free to PM me. I'll be more than happy to answer that.
DM.
You can DM or PM?
One says
It's DM.
Okay, so my daughter's trying to educate me here. She says it's DM. So what does DM stand for?
I don't know.
Ah, she doesn't know.
DM.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the romaine lettuce. I'm going to chop it up.
I'm going to do it.
wanna do it? So you remember how I taught you to do it?
I think so.
Denise Mack asked if you cut it in half.
We're gonna walk you through it just now. No. So I'll show you. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you get it close together. You want to start to cut.
Yeah, I remember.
Kind of create.
I remember.
You do maybe about 2 slices when you have it flat, and then you cut this way. Hang on, sweetheart. And then you turn it so you go the long way about 2 times, and then you cut sideways and you chop, and then you automatically have some nice cuts. You don't want to cut it too fine because once you start to cook it, it's going to welt. It's going to get really, really small.
This big?
Yep, about this big. Straight down, remember? Straight down. Beautiful. And then when you get towards the end here, you don't want to get into the cork, so you kind of go on a bias and kind of get those leaves off, just like that. So you don't want, try to avoid waste as much as possible. And once you get down here, and that can go away.
Because it's not.
Let me do that.
I'm going to do it.
You want to do it? All right, go ahead.
There you go.
Let me check on my. Oh, I think we're ready. Oh yeah, we're ready. Beautiful. Watch the finger too.
I know. I'm good.
All right, that's good.
There.
All right, beautiful. All right, so let's get a container to transfer it over.
Can I see the fish?
1 second.
Someone made a big comment.
Gabby, you want to get this one?
Siobhan said, what do you think of store-bought vegetable wash like in
I
the...
can hear you, Gabby.
Siobhan said, what do you think of store-bought vegetable wash like in the spray bottle?
Stop
Are,
right, guys.
and are they really necessary? How do you clean your veggies?
All right, so the romaine, even though it comes in a packet, I still try to rinse it. So I still keep it whole. I run it under cold water and I shake, and I keep running under cold water. I do that a few times. Sometimes you get sand, kind of, especially more towards the center part area here. So it gets very sandy. So you want to get really cold water because you don't want to get hot water. It's going to wilt on you. Cold water and shake it a few times. Run into cold water again and shake it a few times. So I don't trust the veggies that come straight out of the bag as much as they say they seal them. You don't know how it's maintained at the store. So I want to protect my family. I want to protect our health. So I want to make sure I rinse it myself before I cook it. So that's my recommendation. Some people feel comfortable with it, but I try to do it myself. All right. So we're gonna switch over to the other side. Right, Ebs? Let's get our garlic over here. Move the butter. And we're gonna move over. I'll make this way.
I want to see the fish.
Yeah.
Fine.
Leave it alone. All right. So we've got our fire on. Let's get the olive oil.
Olive oil.
We're gonna put some oil in here.
Is this enough, Daddy?
Yep, that should be enough. We gotta add some butter. So we do about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You can use this. You can use this too. Okay. So we're gonna let that heat up. So now you want to make sure whenever you're like sauteing like spinach, or in this case I'm doing the romaine lettuce, which is gonna cook really fast. You want to make sure your oil is hot. So if your oil is not hot, it's gonna get real soggy in here. And by the time it actually cooks it, it's gonna shrink. And really, you wanna get some still nice crunch in here. It's a quick saute, kind of really creating a warm salad. That's basically what you're having. So you want your pan to be really hot. A little butter, I'm gonna add a little garlic in here, toss it, and it's ready to go. All right? You're gonna back away a little bit. So
Are we gonna add the garlic?
So I again, for flavor, I do a part oil and part butter. And because I'm gonna add my veggies quickly, I add my garlic. By adding the garlic a little early, it starts to bring out the flavors. All the oils and the garlic will start to break. Once they heat with the butter and the oil, it starts to bring the flavors. And we could have, smell it over here already. You want to make sure that you don't leave it there too long because the garlic can burn really fast. So you kind of toss it. Once it starts to get to like a golden brown, then you want to make sure you incorporate your veggies in. So in this case here, I could smell the garlic. Wish you guys were here. It smells so good. And I'm going to add my romaine. Abby, you want to get the black pepper, please?
Sure. Black pepper, where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, here it is.
And so what I'm going to do is going to turn it to make sure. Add some black pepper.
This isn't working. I know what to do.
It is working, sweetie. It is working.
Got something?
I got it, baby. I got it.
Oh.
Some black pepper. So once it starts to wilt down, I'm going to add the rest of it. I'm going to take some of my mixed spice, the adobo seasoning.
That
Just a little
stays
sprinkle.
on. That stays on.
Yep.
It says adobo.
Some of that.
This stuff is getting dry.
Just give it a turn. And very soon you're going to start to see it's going to break down. All right, I think our fish is done. I'm going to pull that out so it doesn't dry out. Beautiful. Wait till I open this, guys. Wait till I open it.
Oh my god!
I'm going to leave it right up here.
Wait, Daddy, you have to make that the reveal. Okay, wait, this is what it looks like.
All right. Gabby, can you get me the bottle of wine, please? So I'm going to add just a little touch of wine for a little flavor. Again, guys, this is just romaine lettuce. If you've ever had it that way, it's really delicious.
Here you go.
So I have a little white wine. I'm just going to add just a little bit. That's it. Toss that.
Shirley Joseph said she's gonna make it soon and then send you pictures.
What did she say?
She's gonna make it and then send you pictures.
Good. That's what I love to hear.
Siobhan said, what temperature are you cooking the salad?
What's that?
Siobhan said, what temperature are you cooking the salad?
The salmon, I cook the salmon at 375 for about 20-25
No, she
minutes.
said salad.
Salad, I have it on high, and right now, as you can see, it just took a few minutes. She wants to taste it. And that's basically, Gabby, you want to get closer so I can show them? That's basically how you want it. You don't want to cook it down too much. Just like this, it's beautiful, it's nice and fresh. If you cook it any longer, it's gonna wilt down really, really fine, just like this. You don't want this, right? So you want nice, fresh, where you get some nice crunch to it. And that's it. I'm gonna turn that off.
Now can we open this?
And now we're gonna move over here. 1 second, sweetheart. For the big reveal. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this over here. That's it. 1 second, sweetie. Let's get the mashed potato. so I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. Let me turn this, maybe 1 second. I'm gonna turn this around. 1 second, baby, it's hot, be careful. Wait, please. Then I got a plate. Alright, so I'm gonna open them up so you guys can see. Gabby, you wanna kind of zoom into it? In the back of it.
It's gonna be so good. Oh, that looks so good.
And this is what we have, guys.
All the way cooked.
You can keep it right in the pouch.
And there's the juice in it too.
You can keep it right in the pouch just like this. I just wish you guys were here to smell it. And I was getting close. I mean, the aroma with the herbs and the vegetables and the crab meat and the salmon. I don't know how else to describe it. I just wish you guys were here. And I'm actually going to show you. I'm going to pick this up. Come closer, Gabby. I'm going to show you some of the juice that you see on here. Watch this. Get closer.
The juice.
Look at this. You have all that flavor, right? That was all came from the vegetables, the herbs, the fish, and the crab, all mixed in together. And you can serve this right in the parchment paper. For presentation purposes, that's fine. Keep it in the parchment paper. You could pull it out if you want to, or you could keep it right here.
It looks nice
We're
now.
gonna get some. We get a little mashed potato.
So
We're gonna put a
good.
little mashed potato right here. And we're gonna get our
Salad.
sauteed.
Are we gonna put any tomatoes in it?
Oh my goodness. You wanna get the toasted potatoes with me? We have the sauteed romaine. Guys, this right here, you can serve this at any restaurant and you have an amazing dish here. Again, very healthy. The only part that, kind of takes away some of your healthy part of it is the mashed potato because we added the cream. But if you want to go full healthy with it, you could use coconut milk if you want to. It's not going to take too much away from it. Yes, the heavy cream, you get a lot more flavor. But if you want to go coconut milk, just a touch of butter with coconut milk, you have a beautiful dish here. So here you have it. So Abby has some of our toasted pumpkin seeds that we had the other day. We're just gonna drop a few right on here, just like so. And here it is, guys. Hope you guys can see it. And I wish we had smell-o-vision, as someone said the other day. This dish is amazing. It's one of those that I actually used to make this for my clients and did. When you put this in your mouth, there's an explosion that happens. I can't describe it. You gotta try it. Hopefully you guys get to try this at home. We're about to have dinner at the house. We're gonna wrap it up. Abby, anything you want to say here?
No, I believe
This was
Pierre
really
Jerome
fun,
said.
and I can't wait to eat. So.
Go ahead.
Hurry up.
Careful. All right, so she can't wait to eat. Abby, you want to pick it up for me a little bit?
Gnarly Pierre said. Pierre Jerome said, "Want to send some."
Gnarly, what's up, cuz? All right, guys. It's been great having you guys here with us. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. We do this every Sunday at 6 p.m. I encourage you to get your kids with you. As you can see, my daughter's here with me cooking. She learns a lot. Even through the process, I learn a lot too. Even just as I'm talking about culinary terms, she kind of bring me down. Tell me what this means. So I want to make sure that you guys understand those terminologies as well. The one thing I always encourage you, your food is going to taste great, but you want to make sure it's presented in a way that attracts the palate as well. All right, so they all got to tie in, presentation and taste. That all has to tie in. And now, in terms of business from a client, there's three things: it's taste, presentation, and service. So,
Bill Chaneller said, "Would it be a waste to make it without the crab because he's allergic?"
it would be a way to make it without the crab.
Yeah, 'cause he's
Absolutely,
allergic.
you can make it without the crab if you want to. If you want to use a different seafood, if you like scallops, use scallops. If you like shrimp, chop up the shrimp and put it in there. So whatever your taste buds call for, I just wanted to kind of show you how you can incorporate two separate ingredients that has two unique flavors and where you could create an amazing dish. And the technique of using their pouch is, to me, it really changes the game. As you can see, it's nice and juicy. The flavor kind of stays in. The steam kind of breaks in. The flavors with the thyme, as you can see right here, it's all broken down. It kind of goes right in. And yeah, I wish you guys were here to dine with me. I say that every week. I'm hopeful that coronavirus will get out of the way so I could have some of you over for dinner and so we can have fun. Soon I'm going to start doing some grilling outside and do some of those cooking outside as well to show you some techniques on the grill. So I hope you guys enjoy this as much as we did, right, Abby?
Yep.
She's already making her plate. She's been done. Yeah, she's ready to eat. So we're about to go. Again, guys, I hope you enjoy this. We had a great time. Hope you can join us again next Sunday. Stay safe, stay well, take care of each other. One thing I encourage you guys, take care of your neighbors, call your families. This is a time where it's unprecedented. This is the time to reach out to your family. Let them know you love them. There's no better time right now. We are home. I'm enjoying my time with my kids, but I make sure I've been making a point for me to reach out to friends that I don't usually get in contact with, just to say hello, just to say, you know what, we miss you, we love you, stay encouraged, it's gonna get better, all right? Love you guys, hope to see you guys again next Sunday. I'll probably do another video in the middle of the week, we'll probably do some grilling, but again, we're about to eat. Love you guys, stay blessed, stay safe, love you, peace.